guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor and I hope you guys find this video very informational. I am a lifestyle enthusiast, makeup enthusiast, and a mom. And I honestly wanted to come here and help you guys out, right? I have been in the beauty industry for about 5 years and I've learned so much, and I wish like there was a guide. Like, let me know, sis, what it is like to be in the beauty industry, and how to get into it, how to start if you want to make this your career. There's so many different avenues to, doing this, right? So I wish there was a guide. I wish there was some support, some honest and truths behind the beauty industry. So we are going to go through a couple of things and I'm going to help you guys. And yeah, I hope this does help you guys, whether you want to make a career in makeup or just in the beauty industry. I'd start off with topic number one. We are going to go over the starter place. I mean, all of us know the starter place is a Sephora, Ulta, any of those big name beauty retail stores, right? Um, and that's where you guys would start, right? If you guys want to get in the beauty industry, if you guys want to make a career in the beauty industry, it's a great gateway to getting into the industry. And everyone knows this. I feel like everyone knows Sephora and Ulta and all these things. So I feel like it's not new information, but it's definitely something that people should do, whether it's a year, whether it's longer than that. Definitely getting your feet wet there is a great starter point. Number two, how to get hired. Now, how is this relevant? Well, I was a manager at a top door Sephora for a couple years, which is a good experience, as well as I was a makeup artist with Sephora and I was a beauty advisor as well with Sephora. So I've been working for Sephora for many years. Not anymore, but I was a Sephora manager for a long time. So how to get hired? A lot of people ask me this. A lot of people would come in and give their applications or resumes and all of this great stuff. But number one, guys, if you want to be doing makeup at Sephora, unfortunately, it isn't how it used to be, where you didn't need a license. Right now, in the beauty world, and maybe even Ulta, guys, I'm not sure about Morphe or Macy's or any of that, but at least in the Sephora and Ulta, you have to be licensed in either esthetician or Cosmo to be doing makeup on a client, and not even makeup, but skincare. Sorry, excuse me, skincare services as well as makeup services. So that's just in general. So if you want to get hired to do makeup, then you would definitely have to get your license. Now, if you're just trying to get started out in the makeup field, just want to learn and just get to touch product and help clients, if that's what you want to do, then beauty advisor, also cashier, fragrance, skincare. Right now at Sephora, it's kind of like a generalist approach, specifically. So you're not hired for a specific role, but you're kind of generalizing in everything in the store. So it's very important that if you're going as a BA, that you are willing, dependent on the volume of the store, you are going to be helping clients in various worlds. When I be my world is fragrance, beauty, makeup, and skincare. So it's a very educated role, right? You guys are learning so much, and a lot of it you learn there in the role itself. So it's hands-on learning and hands-on experience. And guys, to be honest, it is not hard anymore, how it used to be a couple years ago to get hired at Sephora and Ulta. As these companies grow into a retail mega companies, the revolving and turnover rate is very high, right? And dependent on the volume of your store. So that is very important. If you are, trying to get a job in the beauty industry, this is where you want to start. It's very easy to get in, honestly. And if you have some type of retail experience, that also does help with obviously getting into the role. But even as your first job, guys, this can be a good start place for your career, whether it's in beauty or just to get experience with customer relations or customer experience, right? So that's what how the best way is you to get hired. Um, Also, not saying that if you come from other places like Macy's or anything like that as well, you could still get hired at Sephora. If you're going from Sephora to Nordstrom, like once you're in there, guys, Nordstrom, Sephora, Macy's, any of that, it's very easy to transition to different companies and get that experience, right? So pretty easy how to get hired. That's kind of regular retail world hiring, right? Other than the licensed role, which, like I said, you do need a Cosmo or esthetician license. And then it depends on where you guys live on how long that takes. But I know here in California, I believe it's, we also base it off of hours, but I believe I want to say it takes a year. And I believe esthetician about 6 to 8 months. Number three, I'm going to be talking about connections, guys. Honestly, the best thing about Sephora is the connections you get to make, in my experience, or Ulta, with people in the beauty industry. We're talking about CEOs, right? We're talking about account executive, regional managers, even educational beauty directors, people that come and educate us. That's all they do, is they educate, global makeup artists. These are people that you come in contact with. And then also even some people when we open up new brands, Selena Gomez has came to the store. You get to meet high-end people in the makeup industry, guys, especially at Sephora. So connections are very important, but not only with those people, guys, but also with your clients. So what I mean by with your clients is I've had clients literally come to me for years just because I've gave them a great experience, and now they've come to be family, right? So those connections with those elevated roles, whether it comes in the beauty industry or your clients, can really elevate whether you stay at Sephora or have a career with Sephora or go elsewhere. So connections are super important. And guys, when you guys go into Sephora, the best way to make a connection, guys, is when you guys are having events, right, with brands, and they're pushing a glycolic acid, they're pushing a setting powder, it's a brand new product, they need support selling it. The best way to show that you can support them and you are here to make a connection is support their events. Go in and go hard, right? You get so many connections, and those people know, like, they're like, okay, you're helping this brand, we appreciate you. Sometimes that becomes your job. Like, I know one of my friends, he pushed a skincare brand and elevated that skincare brand, I think, over 5% just with him pushing it, and he now is an account executive for that skincare brand. So it's just honestly amazing what things you can do when you're at Sephora and when you're elevating the roles that you're in. So not just clocking in, clocking out, but making those connections, helping account executives. We've met founders, I've met founders of brands, people that are very influential. So whether you stay at Sephora, Ulta, or anywhere else, and you stay in the beauty industry, you know that person's representing a brand. And when that time comes where you're like, I want to be an account executive, I want to be a global artist, you have those connections to ask around. Because honestly, guys, the beauty industry is very, very small. It is. Like, it's not very big. Yes, there's a lot of people that do makeup. Yes, there's a lot of people in the industry as we think. But honestly, when you're in the beauty industry, you meet so many people that have the same connections because it is a very small world. So, you know, um, making sure you're elevating the people that you meet, guys, and don't just also look over everybody. Like, you never know who you're walking into. I met the New York Times editor of the makeup column, and I didn't even know. And she's like, give me your information. Like, if I have a brand that needs brand support, then I'm gonna just give them your profile so they can reach out to you. And these are jobs, guys, that you can make thousands of dollars, right? And I honestly didn't know who she was. I just did her makeup, and I was like, let me help you out, girl. Let's do your makeup and let's make you look flawless. And this was a connection I made just by helping someone, right? So that's what I mean by making connections. So that's very important while you're there. Just remember that. And now we're going to go into the pros and cons. So this is the juicy stuff, guys. So pros to working at any retail makeup is the gratis, the learning gratis, competition gratis, however you want to call it. You do get product when you're working at any of these places. And it is a lot, trust me. You get a lot of stuff depending on your role. And when you first work there and get in the beauty industry, it's obviously amazing, right? Free product is obviously a pro, right? Everyone loves free makeup. Also, you do get a form of discounts dependent on where you work and all that stuff. I'm not going to get into that. because it depends on everybody and where they stand and what place they work for. Not every discount is equal to the same percentage, and there's a lot of things that come into employee discount. So I'm not going to get into that, but you guys do get a discount on product as well. And then also, guys, getting experience in doing makeup if that's what you're doing. Some of my friends have had their own beauty company, and some of my friends literally have their own travel makeup artists. This is what they do, and they have clients, they make amazing money. So pros are the growth that comes from working for any of these starter places, right? But the cons do depend on a lot of factors, right? So for me, in my experience, my cons were working at Sephora was um there's not a lot of POC people. And when I mean POC is people of color in the stores, or even elevated roles when it comes to, people that work in corporate, right? So that's something I noticed while working there. And, there were a lot of things, from my direct manager that were not only said, but unfortunately, there are people in this makeup world or retail world that don't understand how to be diverse and how to even hire diverse dynamic in their store. And this was my director of my store, and I was a manager pulling a lot of the weight because I was an advocate for POC, people of color, and I was an advocate for equal treatment within the workforce. So Sephora does have a diversity team, and it is something that they are aware of. I was able to be a part of a diversity committee. And there was a lot of things that we learned in that diversity committee where, people of color, what roles are they in, more so than others, and all of that stuff. So, being a multiracial woman of color, that I can help push this agenda and we can be more visible in the beauty world, right? So that was some of my cons. Some of my other cons would be obviously the hours that you're working and the rate that you're paid. I'm not going to get into rates of payment specifically or rates of pay, but I am going to get into saying that they could pay people more for what they do, right? And that's with every company. I can't speak upon, like I said, pay rates, but I definitely hope that they do look at that, because everything that you do in these roles is very hard work, and there's a lot of levels to it, right? So rate of pay and then hours, guys. If you're working full time at any retail space, it is sometimes hard. So just making sure you're balancing out your lifestyle with work, and not letting the retail space get ahead of you and control you, right? Also, guys, a lot of people, some people, you know, that have left, that are my friends, have left because of race. One of my friends that worked at Sephora, she had a YouTube channel. She came out and gave the raw, girl. When I mean raw, like she came out and just said, like, they are not diverse. She came out and said this on her YouTube. But they literally told her that she had a breach of contract and let her go. Now, she was advocating for herself and her experience with Sephora, and she got let go, right? So that does happen. There's also, some of my transgender friends have gotten let go, um, due to many different reasons that we believe and she believes. But, obviously companies will put it in the background of like, you got released because you're time and attendance or something like that. But when it really is something that is more geared towards other underlining things, right? So that's my biggest thing, guys. Diversity in these fields are very hard. Not to say that we can't diversify them, because we can, but it's just something that needs to be continued to be worked on. And sometimes, like I said, people do leave due to this complication in this industry, and it could be in any industry, but definitely in this industry. We went over starter place, how to get hired, connections, and elevating your experience, and then the pros and cons. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any comments or concerns, or just want to know like anything else, go ahead and ask me down below. Maybe something I skipped over or missed, go ahead and comment below. And also, guys, welcome to my channel. hopefully next time we can do a makeup video. We can go over do's and don'ts of applying makeup below, and look forward to more videos. Thank you.